tell people because you'll be like, I said East.
Wow.
You don't? Sweet thing to be in love. Miss you. Has to be single.
No, that's not what I mean.
So what is the So why are you denying what I said earlier?
It's
Meaning of lower girl.
Let
Let me start the show with you, man, or both of them should know what it is you're going to say.
Being try to go into relationship
For you.
She's on 80s and then
the man that you were in love with, is he watching the show now?
Yes, he's watching.
He's watching.
Yes.
He's proud of you.
Very proud.
So why is that busy in the kitchen?
You get out.
Your angles are almost not easily angry. Both. That's the topic we are discussing.
Yeah.
And I agree. A love relationship. You don't want to go home to that. You don't want to go home to that. You want to go home to happiness. You want to go home to joy. You want to go home to moments that are cherishable moments. You want to go home to that. But unfortunately, some women hardly have that in their love activities. They believe if you do that, the man will do this because it's orientation. It's orientation. They will tell you that this man, how are you even sure you are the only one that is doing this with? And before you know it, certain things start getting to your head and you start behaving based on the evil information you receive. When you love somebody, there is a caption that said "Fools for Love," and I read that caption I think way back secondary school also. What does that mean? When you love, you lose your sense and ability to do things right, especially when you're heads over heels. Because when you meet somebody that you love, that person becomes everything to you. You want to share moments with the person. You want to share what happened at work. You want to share and all of that. And that is not love. That is the expression of love. Because we have to separate between what love is and what expression is. Joyce, I love you from the whole of my Tony, I love you too. Tomorrow, Joyce, I love you from the Tony, I love you too. The next week, Joyce, I love you with the whole of my heart. She will keep answering. One day she will say, can't we move forward? Well, she's waiting for the second step, which is what? The expression. When you tell somebody, I love you, the person responds, oh, I love you too. And then they mention that evil food that they love, shawarma, and you didn't do anything about it. You didn't do anything about it. And you keep saying, I love you. It's not like you cannot afford it. Ladies like expression in everything. A lady wants you to let everybody know she's yours. It's hard to find in today's world. We don't want audio love. It should be visual. It should be a TV station.
Everybody should see.
Everybody should see Joyce.
That's why video calls now is replacing
If you love me, this is a lady talking now. If you love me,
sure.
Why is it just two of us that are aware? Hit it out to the whole world. Let everybody know.
Hit the status.
You understand? Once in a while, say something about me. Once in a while, post me, man. Once in a while, let them know. You know? So, and there are men that will tell you that, let the secret be sacred. This is between me and you. It has no, but what are you hiding to do it? You know? So who should love? The man should originate and initiate everything in a love relationship. The man should do that. Whether you are 60 years in marriage, whether you are 70 years in marriage, you should initiate it. You should initiate it. Who should love? If I take the woman that I love out to a particular spot where maybe it's a fish joint, maybe it's a shawarma joint, maybe it's a cake joint, maybe it's an ice cream joint, once in a while, you see, that is love, taking our expression of the love, right? It's not what the love means, but it's the expression of the love. But if you want to go further, baby, what do you want to have today? See, you have gone from you buying it every day, you taking out to your own spots every day, to asking for something different that you are willing to do. Something different that you are willing to do. Baby, what do you want today?
Rice and chicken.
Rice and chicken. Okay, from what restaurant? See, it's going further. She'll be all day, auntie is smiling. But you know what? Ladies at times can be foolish with their demands. Don't be unwise when you make demands. Don't always, if I were a lady, it would be difficult for my heart to be broken. This is why I'm talking too much. Maybe somebody else should talk.
We're waiting for you to land.
Okay,
first.
for me to land. Okay. That way people will know that I'm not the one talking. They gave me the permission. But in all honesty,
Yes, sir.
I am in love with you. And as a lady, I keep demanding the things that money can buy. I can afford them. So it's not in real sense expression of love. It's not in real sense expression of love. You visited me at home, right? As my lady. And it's time for you to go home. And I went into my bedroom to take out money and gave to you and ordered both. It's not 12 a.m. It's not 1 a.m. There are 3 cars in my house. All of them are gassed up. Like as in they are fueled up and all that. What's wrong? Do you know there is a difference between ordering a Bolt for you and driving you home? It's a higher level of expression. Yes. They are all means of transportation. But the fact that it came from me, and even while we were going, I'm holding your hand, driving, and we're talking, these are memorable eventualities in a relationship. It's the same car. Maybe the Bolt is even newer, but she'll prefer mine. She prefer mine. See, I'm giving her something money could have given, but I decided to do it. It's a higher level of expression of love. She wants this top. Instead of giving her money to go and buy it, and then I'm going to the market with her to help her make choice in the colors and all that. I mean, women die for things like that. Unfortunately, men don't have time for things like that. But if you have, it's romantic, it's wonderful, it's amazing to do it once in a while. It's amazing to do it once in a while. I may not have time to I may not have time to follow my wife to the market. Because when you do that, sometimes the women in them manifests. Have you ever taken your wife to the market and you are waiting at a spot? Sometimes you would think she has forgotten and gone home, but she's still there. She's in the first shop, pricing. The difference between what they are pricing, maybe they said 600, and she's pricing 550. So you can't just, and at the end she will buy it at that 600. Why not just buy it? That's why when I buy stuff, I don't go home to say the price. And to take her. I don't like that. They have cheated you. This thing is sold at this amount. But hey, I bought it. So what am I saying? The expression. Because we can't talk about who is to love. And somebody is watching out there. He's willing to love, but he doesn't know how he is to love. Because it's not I love you every day. It's not text message every day. It's not even giving money every day. Because there are sisters that are, some of them I even know them. They are double dating. The other guy has money, he has no time. So he's giving her money. So she's spending it with the guy that has time. Who is expressing love more? The guy that doesn't have time is expressing love sponsored by the man. Who has time? Have you ever given a guy money? The guy that you're in a love relationship with, you gave him money.
Yes, I did.
The money that you got from where?
My money from work.
The money that we're paying in church.
No. Well, it depends on what he actually wants to use that for.
You gave man money, God's money. And you're on TV. You are proud of it. Kusa camera can't take it. There is nothing, you see, there's nothing that they have actually done it. I'm sure Victor is the one switching. See, he has put only you on the show.
We'll settle that after the show.
Us after the show. But of a truth, there's nothing wrong in supporting the man that you love. But don't foolishly support a man. Find out what is the support doing to him. Where is the support taking him to? Somebody cannot tell you he wants to start a shoe business. You have been giving him money all the while, and yet the shoe business has not started. You are sponsoring another relationship, you are not aware. It happens. That's why when people break up from relationships, they find out, oh, we have switched roles in this relationship. I became the man as a woman, and he continued as a man, even though he's a woman in the relationship. You know, so we have to be extremely careful when we're talking about who is to love. If we have said that it's the man that is to love, how is the man supposed to love? If I said the woman is the one, how is she supposed to love? If I said that both of them should love, how are they supposed to love?
You know, a lot of times people don't understand this concept of love, and that is why we often get it wrong. Like, for the woman, you gave a scenario earlier on. You wake up today, I love you, she say I love you too. Tomorrow the same thing. Like, you keep saying I love you too. Love is not, when you look at the word, it is a verb. It's not even a noun. It's not
a doing word.
Yes. So it should be supported by actions. So when you say you love somebody, and then the moment the person is down, for example, maybe the person is sick and then cannot afford hospital bill, what do you do? In that situation, you are the man, you're busy saying I love you, and this young lady is in need and you can't support her, not because you don't have it, but you keep saying I love you. If I don't love you, I will not say it. That is not love. Like, it should be supported by expressions, by actions. And then if, as a woman, also, if you say you love a man in return, there should be some atoms of respect, support, honor for him. So it shouldn't be...
Which is difficult to find, and I don't know why.
Well, I think it depends on, like, I feel if the man plays his role, like I said, it is the man that should love. If he plays his role...
Do you know Okocha, the footballer? Do you know how he could play his role very well? There are women that even if you play your role more than that, they look like people that are destined to disrespect. Have you met women like that? Have you been in a situation where a woman does not have an iota of respect for her husband?
There are people like that.
Plenty of them. Some of them even talk about their husbands in places where people should not even know they are married. It's sad.
And I think the whole thing became worse when the world now became dominant in the issue of love. And then you hear this this issue of equality.
Gender equality.
Gender equality.
The woman
and then,
is as powerful as the man.
Yes. And then before you know it, the young ones that are coming are already getting, I'm trying to add up to what you say, are now getting a wrong notion, a different idea of what love is. And then you can't blame them. You can't blame them, because if you look at us as Christians, the reason why we are here not to live a normal life. We are here to live an abnormal life.
Based on what is written in the Word of God. True.
Yes, because, okay, this is the usual. This is what is acceptable. This is what the world is giving as a new normal. But come on, the Bible is telling you something different. So automatically you are being set apart. But foolishly, permit me to use this word, and I would say lack of knowledge, and some is deliberate, because even in this journey of Christianity, somebody will tell you that it's his life, so whatever he wants to do with, after all, even if today they are sending him to hellfire, is it your body? The person will ask you like that is it your body? So, like, you are free to live the kind of life that you want to live. And then when you come to now the cycle of relationship and marriage, before a marriage will be established, it starts with a relationship. And for the fact that the devil is why he knows the plan of God concerning marriage, because that's the first institution of God. You know, and everything that you see that we are talking about, like, it starts from that particular unit. That's the unit that God is more concerned, because when you talk about righteousness, it starts from there. So the devil is trying his possible best to go to the foundation and make sure the foundation is faulty, so that the building would not stand. That's when everything starts in a relationship. You see where a man is being tricky in approaching a lady, trying to tell her his own definition of love. Probably he knows exactly what love is, how he's supposed to. But in the other side, the lady have a different understanding of the word love, or she knows exactly what is being expected of her, but simply because the world is presenting something, and then she feel it worth trying. Okay, let's go by that. And then when the man is giving the real love, she's giving something different. And then the man is thinking, and God help her, is not a man that will say, no, I don't think this is a place to make an investment. Let me move. Then you now become vulnerable foolishly by giving the man a total package of who you are. By simply, you made mention of something, the issue of demand. Foolishly, sometimes you see ladies making some kind demands that are very, very unnecessary. But to them, they think meeting them is an expression of love. But the man is saying, no, I don't think this lady is wise. Even when I'm doing this, I'm trying to see her IQ. How she understands certain things when it comes to life generally. Maybe he's looking at you with the eye of a woman. Maybe I'm not that organized type of person. And I know I have something that I need someone to organize it. And that is why God created woman to complement the man. And then I'm coming to you, and then I open up, not because I don't know, but because I know exactly what I want. That's why I'm here. And then I open the check for you. And then you are telling me that you are more disorganized than me in disguise.
Who is looking for help?
Who is looking for help?
Organization.
It's two things, sir. If I'm godly, I will just try my possible best to see how I will help. If I see that she is not the type that want to help based on the angle I'm coming, I move. But if I am worldly, saka, I will just say, yes, that's it.
You know, but
I will say, let me play along. And then at the end of it, we'll play along, because even what I am doing at that time is not that I don't know, but I'm just playing along, just to know the IQ and to see who exactly I'm looking for that will help me. If I play along and then time is done for me to move, and I move, the next thing you will hear, Yazoya Chucheni.
He came and cheated me and left. Let me be your interpreter.
I like the fact that you brought the biblical angle.
Is that why you have been sheepishly smiling?
You know?
Yeah?
I like the fact you brought biblical angle to it. Like,
So I just talked nonsense. Remind me later. Go ahead.
no. Like, from the beginning, I once said on this show that today more than ever before, maybe because of the advent in technology, we have a lot of motivational speakers, people that want to teach you how to do it. And then most times we'll get lost in that and
they are not doing it.
And forget where we are actually
Not
coming
just that
from.
they're not even doing it. They want to teach you against the right rudiments, against the right way you should do it.
Yes.
I think it's also mentioned issue of gender equality. I'm not against the woman, but I'm against the roles that they are giving the woman now that is not meant for her. She cannot function.
Definitely. So like I said, we have a lot of motivational speakers. Everybody wants to show you how to do it. And then even as believers, some of us get lost in those things, those informations. We like to, like, I want to love. Who should love now? I forget. My Bible is here. I just forget where my Bible is. I go on to Google, just look for videos. Oh, who should love or how to love. And then you hear the speaker saying this, that, and you're penning it down. And then it is even contradictory to what the Bible is saying. But because this woman has tried to make you feel she tried it and it worked for her, and if you allow this man, he's going to use you and leave you and this and that. So even as a married woman, don't allow your husband to do this, don't allow him to do that. If you're a man, if you allow your wife to do this and that. So we try to copy it, forgetting what the Bible says concerning love, how to love, who should love, or the way to even get it right. And then that's how most people just get lost in that. But I think the question again, who should love, comes when the man is getting frustrated. The woman said she needs attention, she needs care. You should love her by giving her all she wants and all. And then you're trying to love her, like you love her, and then you're trying to show it, and she gets irritated. And hi, this guy is all over me. She just give me some breathing space and all. She gets frustrated and she wants to just leave you. So the guy now is like, how would I love you best? I'm creating the time for you. I'm posting your pictures. Like, some will feel that's the best way to show them that you love them. And then I'm trying to provide all that you need, and the lady is now feeling irritated. Her phone rings. She picks up the call, and it's, hi, this guy is disturbing me. And then behold, the lady too, she's receiving an advice from her friends or mother, and then she's saying, hey, if you show this man you love him, he's going to trample on you, he will cheat on you, he's going to do this. So pipe low. Even if you love him, don't show him you love him. Just withdraw back. And yes, it is him that is meant to love. Don't, even if, just hold it, don't show it. Because over time, men, when you show them you love them, they're going to just trample on you. He's going to cheat on you. He's going to do this and that. And she's confused. Who should love? But like we all establish, getting it right is what is more important. If we understand that, if we understand our place, then I think we won't be having most of these conflicts. And that is why I said, for a woman, if you show her love, if you love her right, because she's creationally created to be a receiver. When she receives that, in return, you'll be surprised, you'll be amazed at how she's going to love you back when she knows and understands her position as the Bible.
I don't agree when you said that she's a receiver. Like how?
Creationally, the man is the head, and then she looks up to you for direction. I don't know if you're understanding my point now.
Okay.
The man is the head of the home, right?
Okay. So a man is the head of the home, and then a man, he's telling you that you are supposed to respect him because he's the head.
You don't even have to tell her to respect you. Creationally, what I mean by that, the man was created. It was out of him that the woman was formed. She received from him, right? And then what if you play your role correctly and rightly, you don't need to tell her, respect me.
Okay, so
you won't need to tell her to respect you.
If two are coming together as husband and wife, and then the man is not playing his role, so it means that the woman should not understand her place in serving God, that she should be disrespectful because the man is not playing his role. No, it's not the issue of why. Because if you talk about the race, you said we are bringing it to the biblical angle of it, right? So it doesn't mean that because I'm not doing the right thing, the woman. I've seen a situation whereby a man is not responsible. That to a point, this is not. I'm not forming this story. Like the children and the mother will go and find the man. Like that's the level of
find him where, as in he just disappeared.
Yes, anytime they have to come together and look for him, or wait for a call that they will call them that
come and pick him.
Mungaisha Kaza.
We have seen him. You have told me to interpret that today.
Is he that he's drunk or he's normal and they are looking?
Yeah, drunk.
Okay.
You get the point. And then several times I saw this woman like talking to her children. This is your father. God knows the reason why he gave you as a father. Play your role as children. Don't disrespect him. All you need, pray for him. One day he will change. This guy, as I'm talking, he died as a Christian. Because it happens that he testified that the best preaching he has ever received is from the wife and his children. That's what turns him around. So imagine in that case, I just brought it. Just imagine in that scenario, and then the woman said, you have a useless father, you don't need to respect him. How can you have a father that is a drunkard? You and me will go out and look for him. What did you, how do you think, you know, at the end of it, the end result will be?
Well, if she says that to the children, I don't think she's being Christ-like, or she's actually a Christian or a believer, because the Bible has admonished us, regardless of, like, we ought to love. Love is the greatest. So even if you got it wrong by getting married to somebody that is not responsible, or you got into, let me use marriage, because if you are in a relationship, there's room for you to actually break. If you try to preach to the person and the person is not adhering, you don't have to entangle yourself and say, I'll marry him, he will change, because you don't know how the outcome is going to be. It's not up to you. If you try preaching to the person and the person is insisting, you, like we say, that you're a Christian doesn't mean you should be foolish in your actions.
Sure.
So if you eventually got married to someone, you're a Christian, and then you got it wrong from there, he's been irresponsible by not meeting up to his role as a husband, as a father. Now, it doesn't mean you should be insulting or instigate the children against him. As a Christian, you have to keep speaking love to the children. That action, loving him regardless, can make him, like the story you just said, eventually he changed, and he said the best gospel he received was from his wife and then the children. So even if you got it wrong, there's still room for things to get right. So it is not by fighting, insulting, and instigating people around that will make things to change. When you love regardless, you play your role, you keep speaking the word to the person, God will definitely, in his own time, restore that person. But you won't, because the person, like you said, why will the woman derail from her responsibility? Because the man, you shouldn't be a man with that mindset of not being responsible. You have your role. The Bible says you should love your wife. So as the head, you're also supposed to lead your family in the right way. So you should stick to your responsibility you should stick to your responsibility. Don't I'm a father, so whether I do play my role or I don't play my role, you must respect me. What I said earlier on, that you don't even have to say it. It comes naturally. When you love your wife, when you love your whoever you're in a relationship with, you will not even struggle to get all of that. It will come naturally.
Who is a man?
Who is a man?
A man is a man.
Okay.
What's your gender?
Woman, female.
What's your gender?
Male.
How do you know that you are a female?
Yeah, by because I am a female.
How do you know? Were you told, or how do you know that you are a female?
Not like, apart from being told, the characteristics of being a female.
What are the characteristics of being a woman? How do you know?
I'm thinking.
By futures.
Okay, he's helping me out.
Should we take a break while you think?
You can be patient with me.
We can be patient with you. Okay, people are watching. I want to know. I'm driving at a particular point. How do you know that you're a lady?
Well, by virtue of creation, and
what do you mean by virtue of creation?
I am made a female.
How?
The characteristics, the features in me, and then.
Okay, the physical things you see on your body, they make you okay. How do you? Is it the same thing with you being a man? okay, that's not the reason, that's not the reason why I'm a man.
Okay.
That's not
Yes.
the reason why I'm a man.
Okay. What's the reason?
It's me now, so must I say? Let's ask this question. Your personality makes you who you are, not the features on your body. Assuming there is a fire outbreak that claimed all these features in your body physically, and then they took you to a hospital, did a surgery on you, and then every of these characteristics are chopped off your body because maybe the fire damaged these parts of your body. And then you come out, you do not have these features anymore. What will we call you?
You still remain,
Why?
your gender won't change.
Why?
Like you said, it doesn't make.
You once had it.
Because you see, people take the wrong reasons and place on their personality, and then they turn it out to be who they are. No, sir. No, sir. I am a man not because I have male sexual organs. There are men that are impotent. What do you call them? They are still men. There are women that are barren. What do you call them? They are still women. Just because you have a breast on your chest does not make you a woman. There are people that have cancer of the breast and they cut off all the breast. What do you call them? See, sir, it's your definition of who you are that makes you who you really are. It is. It is what you tell yourself. A man is going out to a woman now. He wants to love her, but they say, no, this woman is divorced because she was barren. And you'll be like, why would I marry a man? But somebody is looking out, excuse me, for something extra in the woman. Her intelligence, her personality, her poise, what makes her up besides these physical features? So I think it's time we wake up and give ourselves a different definition of who we are. Definitely, we give ourselves different definition of who we are.
Yeah.
Because it's your personality. There is, like, I watched two of you almost arguing on the show about who is receiving and who is not receiving, who is giving and who is not giving. The man is responsible for everything in a relationship. You are. Except you want to be irresponsible by docking some of these things. But you are responsible, sir. You are responsible. Do you know that a man lays with his woman not with the intention of making her sick, but in the intention of making her pregnant, but she gets sick in the process? You are responsible. You start getting irritated because she's spitting everywhere. You are responsible. Sir, when we are talking about this love thing, I don't know how people used to get it. That it's so wrong to an extent that we live within the definition, like Joyce said, that everybody is now a motivational speaker. People wake up and tell you, this is not the right thing, this is the right thing, this is the right way. There are things that irritate you, but there are ways you go about them that somebody knows, like, my husband doesn't like this spitting. Let me be careful. It's because she loves you. Yeah. If she doesn't, she will tell you, did I get myself pregnant? You did it. She will even cry and make you feel guilty. A man must be responsible. You have a relationship, you are toasting another lady. You have to be responsible for both actions, sir. When you meet a lady, she is on her own. She did not even announce that she wants to be in love. You persuaded her. You didn't just woo her. You didn't just woo her, I'm sorry, but you persuaded her. You marked her, sir. You marked her. You did not give her space. To the extent she started developing love for you. And finally, she said she loves you. And that is the point. You want to start treating her wrong? I think something is wrong. Men ought always to be responsible. Responsibility in this sense means, Joyce, I didn't know that this thing will demand so much of me. I cannot cope. I'm sorry. I have to stop the relationship here. It's also being responsible. It's better than say, no, babe, we'll work it out. You say small thing. But deep within you, you know that you are loving her less by the hours. It's wrong. Men, be responsible to talk about everything. Be responsible to say, this is not, that is how you know who a man is. This is not going on right. Sit down, woman, this is not going on right. How do we make it work? I don't did everything. Okay, I have done everything for you to respect me, but I'm not seeing the respect. I've done this, I've done that, I've given this, I've given that, I've acted this way, I've acted that way, yet I'm waiting for the respect. It's not coming. I cannot live with you under the same roof and have you be a man also. I can't. So what do we do? Listen to our opinion. You see, you are harsh, you are this. Okay, I'm willing to change. It's a nature that I'm born with. So it will take a while to change it. There are a lot of things that I'm coping with you, Joyce, as well. So if you can give me some mean time, I will work on it. Please, while I work on it, appreciate it. I'm not saying tell me thank you, but show me respect. That's the appreciation. But you see, these languages of love that people bring, they will woz you in that relationship. No, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear soft, subtle words. Because the same person that is telling you this man will deal with you in the relationship, this man will act this way, he will watch you in the nearest future, holding hands, holding dress tails, hugging each other, walking out of the biggest stores. What happened to the advice he gave you? There's nobody that should advise me in love. The fact that I can walk up to a lady and tell her, I want to be in a relationship with you, that means I'm responsible enough to know from beginning to the A, from the A to the Z of the relationship, I should know how to handle it. If I'm looking for advice from somebody, I was not mature to go into the relationship. Except if it's medical, where I don't have knowledge enough. If it's psychological, but about the love itself, sir, it's just two of you. When you start talking about your husband or your wife to a third person, you have started exposing the secret of your family. And when you do that, is a gateway to opening and exposing more secrets about your family. Before you know it, by the time you are done exposing the secret, there's nothing left of your marriage before the eyes of men. Nothing. Why are people very foolish to carry their relationship issues out there in the public?
Something that started in private.
Something that
Just
started
the
in
two of
private.
you.
Even when I was admiring you, it was private. When I was buying you gift, it was private. When you were sending me SMS, I was just reading. I'd be laughing. It was private. What is it? No, I just saw a funny meme. It was private.
Exactly.
And before you know it, this girl is playing with me. That's when you start voicing it out.
What is it?
Can you believe yesterday my wife walked up to me and said, who wants to know what your wife walked up to you to say? Nobody wants to know. Nobody cares. Anything that is about your relationship with your wife, keep it between both of you. Anything that is about your relationship with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, deal with it, two of you. Your mother, no, you're not your mother, sir. Not your sister. The day it spoils, that's when you discover that your mother told her best friend, she told her own friend, they even discussed you. Maybe they even took your matter to their devotion. And that's how you hear issues fly around, like issues fly around.
So I totally agree with you when you said a man should take responsibility for everything. But there is balance. There is balance. You see, what you just said, I am happy you said everything you said. You see, we tend, because of our selfish interest, and take half-baked information and hold on to them so tight like super glue, simply because we want it to suit one particular thing that we want to achieve. When you talk love, yes, there is no love that doesn't want that doesn't come one way. Let me put it that way. It's a two-way thing. Because you won't expect you are given something and then that thing that you are putting is just like a bucket. that there is hole in it. Your intention is to fill
it up.
to fill it up, and then you're pouring the water,
And then there is a leakage.
and there's a leakage, and then you're it's either you change the bucket or you fix it.
If it's metal, look for plastic. Well, so no, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
My point should not be misunderstood. Everything should be initiated by the man. The woman's primary responsibility in a love relationship is response. Primarily. When you take my role, I will relax. That is why today you see so many irresponsible men. It's the woman that is paying salary, school fees. It's the woman that is doing that. The same way this woman is going out to hustle, what is stopping you as a man to go out to hustle?
Yeah.
If she can hustle and get, you can hustle and get. You have to drop your pride. Men, we should be coming down. Bring your shoulder down. If a woman is at home with you and she made everybody feed for the whole of the week, sir, no matter how she shows you respect, there is a corner in her heart that is thinking, what did I storm into? What is happening to my husband? What is happening to my boyfriend? What is happening to this man? Everything about relationships is about the man.
So I agree.
The woman has responsibilities, she has roles, but her roles are all swallowed up in the man's role that it is almost impossible to see hers. But she has her roles. The fact that her roles are laid like quietly beneath his does not mean they are not alive. They are alive and responsive. But you see, if the woman measures up to be a man, there is a problem.
Sure.
There is a problem. No matter how you're measuring up, you can't have sex with yourself to give birth to a child.
Sure.
You need the man. And the man cannot equally have sex with himself to give birth to a child. You need the woman. We all have roles. We all have roles. What is the role of the man? Your role is to do everything. The role of the woman is to respond to that everything that you do. It keeps you see. I have said this on air before. My friend, I have a friend, very intelligent, very brilliant. He's an automobile engineer in Abuja. He fixes cars for the military, the Nigeria police, and all of that. But he drinks to stupor. Like he can drink. He has had accident one time. He ran into American embassy with his car. The engine of the car came off and fell on his body. He was drunk. He didn't even know. Like he drinks very, very well. Then one day, his wife sometimes he will come home and leave his car outside with the keys, his phones, the car is still running, but he just entered the house. The car will run till morning, the engine is running. So sometimes the wife will go out. So the wife, everybody in the area, they are calling him irresponsible and all that. He was making money. His children are in one of the best schools, and he was just he's taking good care of his family. He buys things in bags, like he doesn't measure things. Then one day he came and said, you just opened this bag of rice. What happened to the bag of rice is more than half. She said, honestly, so person, they all came, they don't have anything to eat, so I gave them a little. He sat on a chair and asked her to go and collect everything that she gave, that she should not buy from the market. She should collect it from them, that there is no way an irresponsible man can feed them. Go and collect back and bring. I know I drink. They talk about me in the area and I hear all the things they say. But let them bring my rice back. The woman started looking for rice in the night. She bought rice, whatever she could do to bring it back and keep it. And he said, from today, don't ever give anybody anything from my house without my consent. You see? How can you call that man irresponsible and still call him responsible at the same time? The woman says that her husband she has a very good sexual relationship. He gives her money she doesn't ask for. Everything is in that house. In fact, he has houses with tenants in the same Abuja. But that drinking, this man can drink from one spot to the other, one spot to the other, one spot to the other, and go home at 2 a.m. and still perform his duties as a man and take care of his children and take them to school in the morning before going to work. Now, I don't know how to classify certain things. Another woman will look at this man and say, this is the kind of man I want. Whatever he wants to do with his life, let him take care of us. But there is another woman, she prefers a man to be poor and not have money and to be respectful, right? Like people should respect him and all that. So if you look at the situations, like I would always say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Whatever is happening in your house, in your relationship, keep it there. If he's breaking, break it up. There are relationships my mother does not have to know as a lady. She doesn't have to know. Ladies are quick to telling their mothers, and then the mother have expectations. And then you break up 6 months, you couldn't say it. Where is Daniel? Mama Daniel, who is Daniel? This has something has happened since over 6 months. You didn't tell me. Mama, it's not important.
My first day.
Do you know Fred? This Fred now from he's coming. No, he's I'm just this man. Your mother does not have to know. When you get to the level, the age that men can start toasting you, talking to you, you are matured already. It is expected that you can handle your own issues by yourself. When they start making demands on things that you have no idea, that is when you start opening up to mothers, looking for advice and all that. But just like that, your mother is dealing with a handful of issues at home and you are meeting her about all these issues as well. I don't think is So the man is responsible in everything. If you don't have control of your relationship, there is a problem.
Well, I wanted to say this. You talked about responsibility. I think it is okay, even though you have elaborated, for a woman to take responsibility too for her actions. Because sometimes they generalize the responsibility of the man, thinking is only the man that will take the responsibility. Because if I'm doing everything, just like that woman, she have to, thank God you brought that example. She have to go back and bring that rice. That means she has taken responsibility.
By force, though.
Yeah, by force. So at least you should know that even though you are receiving, like you said, women, this is how they are being created. When you give out, yes, you are expected to act in a particular way. You are not acting, but you are not taking responsibility again for not acting that way. I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it's healthy. And that's the reason why, and that's where you begin to see the man begin to think you're manning up. Yes, because if you don't take responsibility, exactly that's what you are telling him. You know, he's giving everything, and then you are not taking responsibility. So I think it is good for balance. That's what I was trying to say. For balance, at least if the man is taking responsibility for everything, for your response, take responsibility when you respond and when you did not respond, so that you create that balance, that understanding and reasoning together will come, just like the way you mentioned. Because when you take responsibility, yes, I'm supposed to respect you on this, you have been trying on this, you have been doing this, but I don't think I'm meeting up. Then the man, now you have given him reason to begin to think in your own line too, because he will definitely come down and begin to reason with you, and then from there you move together. But when you show him that after all, he's the one that is that my
I'm going to cut you.
Before you know it,
the society is in chaos today.
Yeah,
it's because people are doing this thing the wrong way. We're trying to love like Christ without Christ. When we're giving birth to, we got to know who we are, like your gender, by virtue of physical features. But as we grow, it is responsibility that makes us the man that you claim to be, and then the woman that you are.
Sure.
If you are a man, then you have to man up and take responsibility. You have to love your wife. When in a relationship, you have to love your partner. And then, like I said, when you take responsibility for who you are, the society have definitions for who we are and who we ought to be. A lot of people will tell you, no, act in this way, act in that way. Your parents will even define how you should behave. The Bible says this is who you are and this is how you should behave. Then in the midst of all of that, who am I supposed to follow? What is the rule? Of course, as a believer, even if you think you're not a believer, there's room for you to become a believer. Adhere to what the Bible says you should, and then things are going to work out. We won't be having even the debate of who should love or who should not love. If everybody should take responsibility of who and what he's supposed to do, then we'll have a better society, because the whole society is a reflection of the family. So I think it is very important for all of us to be responsible. Don't try to shy away from your role. You can't shy away from your responsibility of paying school fees, providing food, and leave it to the wife and expect your wife to still respect you. That is why I say some of these things comes natural. When you play your role, whether she likes it or not, she will see herself honoring you, respecting you. Because you've not had women that say daddy, they call they go to the extent of saying daddy, my this,
Lord,
my that,
my master.
because you are actually living up to responsibility. So that's why I say, even if you get it wrong by picking your partner, there's still room. When you show them love, when you do the right thing, I think automatically when you keep speaking to them, with time they will also adjust. So chaos with chaos cannot change anything. Who is supposed to love? Love is being interested in the well-being of the other person. Once you went to a lady, like a lady now, you said earlier on, she's on her own, you went to meet her and you said, I like you, I want to marry you. And you kept persuading her, uncle, can you live up to your responsibility? When you do that, we won't be having struggles.
Thomas Jacob Marty, very impressive, with a comment on Facebook. And we have Adama Jeremiah. This is lovely. I think love is the responsibility of both. I think we've dealt with that very well. Thank you very much for following us up on Facebook, on YouTube, and every other place. You've heard from Solomon Sambo Sabe and from Joyce Jakarta, the two love experts that we have in Equa Television. They have told you whether it is the man that should love or the woman. My own was just to add and ad-lib, and I'm grateful. Thank you, everybody, both cast and crew, for doing this with us. Thank you for watching. It's been today's live on Equa Television International, and we love you all. Please stay away from trouble and be kind to one another. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time, 11 a.m., with another interesting topic. I don't know if we're done very well with this topic, but if no, based on your comments and your demands, we'll see if we have to take it tomorrow in a part B. If not, may the Lord bless you wherever you are. We'll see you tomorrow in the morning. Bye.